What's going on, YouTube family? It's Jay, and welcome back to the channel. It is 2024, and I got to tell you guys, 2023 was a huge roller coaster ride for me. Trying to learn how to edit videos, having how to trying to make sure that my sound's right, my visual presence is right. All of the ins and outs of trying to make sure I balance the video in a way that not only can you hear my voice, but make sure the song level is low enough to where it's not taking anything away from the actual content. um One of the biggest pet peeves I had, and I was really ticked off about it, was when you get audio, songs from these companies or whatever, or these websites, they say, hey, it's royalty free, you can use it. And come to find out, that person starts blowing up and they put a copyright on everything they got. So, my original intro song I had on there, not the current one, but the one before that, that has a copyright now. So those videos can never be monetized. And then some of the music I used, throughout the entire length of the video, as I was doing my talking head, those got copyrighted. So those can't be monetized either. Yeah, you're looking at me like, okay, you only have 66 subscribers, so you wouldn't be monetized anyway. Yeah, that's true. But, I just felt like, I was betrayed because you told me that this stuff wasn't copyrighted, and then come to find out it is. So now I had to dub over, that music, which made my video sound, oh my God, horrible. Um, when I did that, and I had to explain like, hey, I know this doesn't sound like it's quality because originally the audio I had in here was not copyrighted, but now it is. So, it was a big disappointment for me to having to do that. And I've learned my lesson from that, and I will not be using that company again. Um, but for the sake of this video, I'm not put that out there. But the other thing that I learned was, do not compare yourself to other channels. You have to be your authentic self. Don't be too self-critical because you see these bigger YouTube channels, put out the amazing content every time, no faults, no issues. I'll tell you right now, I'm not a perfect person when it comes to this kind of stuff. So, it was a big learning curve for me. And, I always say to myself, do you, don't do nobody else. Keep things 100, don't sugarcoat nothing. And I think, those people will genuinely, you know, like you, being upfront, straightforward versus, fake or something like that. Um, yeah, so that's, 100% like what I try to be. I'm using a different setup, trying this out for 2024, and I am using a audio interface, the Focusrite Scarlett Solo Gen 3. I am thinking about getting the Gen 4 because as I was, looking at, YouTube videos and, me practicing with this, the Gen 3 is bus powered, so it has to be connected to a computer. And if your computer goes to sleep, then you may hear like a popping or a buzzing sound when it goes to sleep. So it doesn't give the full amount of power, bus power it needs once it goes to sleep, and your audio quality sucks. So every now and then I'm using my wireless mouse to like roll around, so I can keep the audio up. So I'll probably eventually look into getting the Gen 4 because you can use that as bus power, or um, a power bank, or a power block plugged into an outlet. So I'm just trying something different, and this is the Zoom ZDM1. Um, I was actually looking at getting the Rode uh, pod mic. That was $100, but I saw this on sale for Amazon. I think it was about 42 bucks or so. So I said I'd give that a shot. Now you're asking me, okay, you reviewed the Mayono PD200X. Where is that at? Well, it's sitting over there on my computer table, and I just didn't want to, unscrew that and then bring it over here, screw it on here, back and forth. So I was like, I'll leave that over there because I'm gonna start doing live streams this year, and just have a conversation with my subscribers and see how you guys are doing, get to know you guys a little bit, and you can ask me stuff and get to know me. So I plan on doing that this year. I probably do that like once every other month or so, and get you guys' opinion on, hey, what tech you want to see. Now, before y'all start suggesting stuff, money don't grow on trees, so let's go and get that out the way. So, if you want me to review a certain camera, certain like something like that, it might not happen. I can probably do lenses that may not be a stretch, but if you want me to review every camera comes out, especially like that more expensive cameras, like 2,500 bucks and higher, shoot, even shoot 1,300 to 1,500 bucks or higher. That's a lot of money to fork out just for or a YouTube review of that equipment and then send it back. I don't want to be buying stuff and sending it back. I want to try to avoid that. I know some channels do that for the sake of content, and I'm just not at that point where I can just go, fork out money like that and try to keep up. Now, hopefully, I can get somebody to either sponsor videos or just send me stuff to review and get my honest opinion on. I was actually contacted by one company, and I will remain nameless as far as what that company is, or that company's name rather. And I told them up front, like, hey, I want to be able to give my honest opinion on stuff, and I don't want to feel like I'm being bought or anything like that. And it was like, oh no, give us your honest opinion, write a review on the product, and you know that'll be good enough for us. So I was like, cool. So I bought a product from that company, reviewed that product. Now you've seen that product on one of my videos, and I haven't done a standalone review of it, but I did write a website review of it and gave my thoughts on it, and my pros and cons of it, and they were actually pretty pleased with that, and they contacted me again, like, hey, we got something else coming out, but this was like going toward Christmas, and it was kind of expensive. So I told them, said, hey, I'll be honest with you guys, like, hey, it's getting close to the holidays. I would really love to review this, but I gotta get gifts for my family, so um, sorry, I can't do it. But they actually understood, which I was surprised about. But I said, hey, I hope this doesn't affect our collaboration in the future. And it was like, oh no, there'll be other times to do stuff. So um, I'm actually hoping that they contact me soon because they just brought out something else that's pretty cool. And man, when I saw it, I was like, I don't know. I said, I don't know if I want to trade what I have now for those. Cause man, that's some James Bond type stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I first saw it, but sorry if I keep hitting the microphone. I'm getting used to using this setup. But yeah, I just thought that was pretty cool that they reached out to me, especially with the number of subscribers I got. Um, so let's talk about subscribers for a second. So when I did my video on how YouTube was going so far for me, I only had 13. Now I got 66. Now I'll be honest with y'all, I thought I would have had like 25 by the end of the year. But to have 66, actually I had 67. I lost one. It's probably because I took so long to post this video. But I'm sorry about that. Come on back. I'm not gone. I didn't give up on YouTube, but I mean, that comes with it. You're gonna lose subscribers. You're gonna gain subscribers. So that's just the nature of the beast, and I'm okay with that. Um, I'm more concerned about the quality of the videos I put out, and the outreach that I can give, and hopefully I get feedback from you guys on like, hey, this video was cool or what you didn't like about it, so I can improve. That's what I really want. But if you don't comment, that's fine. Um, some people are just shy about stuff like that. They just give a thumbs up and move on. I'm okay with that. Um, and I gotta put this out there too. And I'm not gonna say it bothered me, but it's like, why do it? But there were some comments on my YouTube videos that were in other languages, and I had to actually Google what that stuff meant, and it was some really bad stuff. So I'm not gonna tolerate that kind of stuff. I'm just gonna delete the comment and block you. Simple as that. So um, I'm all about positivity. If I don't come with that energy toward you, don't do that to anybody else. So I'm just gonna get that out the way. Uh, Another thing. So I know you guys kept seeing me talking about, hey, what camera did I get? Um, and you saw me when I went to go pick it up around Thanksgiving. So long story short, when I went to Disney World, went with my family. I took the ZV-10 because I sold my A6400, and it didn't go like I thought it was gonna go. I mean, I was using focus peaking, and I thought some of the stuff that I was, make sure was in focus. But when I got home, I started looking at some of the stuff, and I'm like, it might have showed the focus on this kind of stuff, but it wasn't where I wanted it because you got, the focus on your subject, right? But you're also keeping in focus other stuff that you didn't want in focus. So without having that EVF, that definitely made a huge difference. And there, I can put up a few shots to show you what I'm talking about. But there was one particular shot, and just for the privacy of my family, I'm not gonna put my kid's face on the video. But this one particular shot where my wife and daughter are sitting there doing the Disney parade, and my wife is looking at the parade, and my daughter looks back. Man, that was a wonderful shot. I mean, I was really shocked that the ZVE10 produced that image. So don't knock the ZVE10. It's still a great camera, but if you want to take photos with it, I can tell you might want to try to get EVF. So why did I sell the A6400? Well, I wanted to get 422 10-bit. I want to be future proof. So future proof was the 422 10-bit, and to be able to use S-Log 3, have the AI features of it, to be able to track more things than just uh, animals and human faces. I wanted to be able to track, cars, planes, trains, all that stuff. So that was part of it. Then the next part of it was I wanted IBIS. Since I didn't have a camera with IBIS, that was a huge deal. So, I was looking at the A6700, the A7C Mark II, and the FX30. All of them have IBIS, but the FX30 doesn't have an EVF, so I kind of X that off the list. So that left me with the A6700 and the A7C Mark II. Now, don't get me wrong, with the FX30, we'll be getting that eventually to replace the ZVE10, or I might keep the ZVE10. I don't know yet. But I want something that I can do long form content on and have the dual card slots and have the fan. It was like, why you didn't go for the A7 IV? Well, it doesn't have a fan and it does overheat down here in the south. But the A6700 and the A7C Mark II doesn't have fans either, and there's history of overheating, especially in the A6700. So it was like either full frame or crop sensor. and the crop sensor lenses are cheaper than the full frame lenses, but I could use the full frame lenses with, I mean, the crop sensor lenses with the A7C Mark II, but I don't know if I could justify that price. Um, so I ended up getting the A6700, which is right here, and I love this camera. Like I've just been using, the AI features of it. So, you can see me right there, and you know, I'm talking to my daughter right here. We're in the park, and I'm using the tracking, the auto tracking feature, just trying to see, if it's, worth having. And, if I'm actually walking around, it may come in handy a lot. But if I'm just standing there and I'm just swaying back and forth, I don't think I need it. But let me hit play. Let me keep going. So the one thing I like about it that you can embed your LUTs into the camera. You can do that with the A7C Mark II and the FX30 and the FX3 and probably the A7 IV or some other cameras. But to be able to look at this and then import the LUT and get that image, you know from that, S-Log 3. I think I was using S-Log 3 Cine right here. But to go from that to that was a game changer for me. I like that. And then, with the A6700, you can actually go into DaVinci Resolve or, your favorite editing program. You can actually make your own LUT, with colorization. And then you can bed that LUT into the camera also, just right off what you want to do. So, that was a big deal. So I just thought that was, pretty cool to do. So I want to do cinematics. I want to do, short little films and stuff like that. But for the most part, I just want to be able to go outside and, do some content out there. So be looking for that in the future. I'm going to do smaller tech items, things that your average person can go buy instead of, buying thousands of dollars worth of equipment and reviewing it. Um, Hopefully, some people can, send me some stuff to try out and get my honest opinion on. I would definitely appreciate that for sure. But I'm gonna take it, one step at a time. So I just want to, make good content and, you know, bring it to you guys. So I definitely appreciate every last one of you guys that's subscribed to my channel, that's been with me on this journey so far. You guys have been valuable. Anybody that's commented on my videos, give that thumbs up, that notification bell. Trust me, I do not take it for granted whatsoever. Shout out to, some of the people that actually stayed in contact with me, and commented on every last one of my videos. That means a lot, coming from, bigger channels than mine. You know, uh, Having, 66 right now, and then I had, one guy was like, "Hey, I remember when I was in your shoes and I started my channel." That dude had like over like 25,000 subscribers, and I was just like, "Whoa!" I said, "Hopefully, that, I'm doing something right there where he commented on my video." So, yeah, I definitely appreciate that guy for sure. Sorry if I'm not putting out names. I don't like putting out names usually, um, because I know I want to, respect people's privacy when it comes to that. But if y'all feel fine, me putting your YouTube handle out there, I don't have no problem doing that. But look, I've been rambling along long enough. Hopefully, this video was what you guys needed in 2024. I hope everybody enjoyed your families. And if you lost loved ones in 2023, um, my condolences to you guys. And I've been there before. I actually lost my grandmother this past year, so yeah, I know what it's like to have to deal with that. But I definitely appreciate every last one of you guys. You guys stay safe out there. Um, Stay humble, stay on the grind. And, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the future video. Peace.